You blew it. You sat on the sidelines while Nvidia minted millionaires. You watched Palantir double and triple while you held onto your completely useless mutual funds, waiting for a safe entry point. You missed the greatest wealth transfer in modern history because you were too scared to pull the trigger. But I am here to tell you right now that whining about the past is exactly what keeps poor people poor. The artificial intelligence revolution did not start and end with graphics processing units and government data analytics. That was merely phase one. Phase two is happening right in front of your face today, and you are completely blind to it. Before I give you the exact framework and the mechanics of why this next AI company is positioned to completely dwarf Nvidia's growth over the next 5 years, you need to make a fundamental choice about your life. Are you going to keep being a spectator who watches other people get rich, or are you going to finally step up? If you are serious about building actual wealth, you must subscribe to the Wealth Strategy Room channel right now. If you do not click subscribe and like this video, you are actively choosing to stay broke. You are spitting in the face of your family's financial future and accepting mediocrity. Wealth Strategy Room is the only community giving you the unvarnished truth while Wall Street actively lies to you. Subscribe right now or click off the video and go back to your miserable 9-to-5 job. If you are still here, it means you are ready to play in the big leagues. The company I am about to expose is fundamentally rewriting the entire global infrastructure of artificial intelligence. It is the silent backbone of the entire AI ecosystem, and almost no retail investor even knows its name yet. What I am about to show you will change your entire financial trajectory forever if you pay close attention. Listen to me very carefully, because 99% of retail investors are making the exact same fatal mistake right now. You are all looking in the rearview mirror, expecting to see the future. You think because Nvidia makes the fastest chips, they are the only game in town. You think because Palantir has the best enterprise software, they have a monopoly on artificial intelligence growth. You are dead wrong. The real money, the life-changing generational wealth, is never made by chasing yesterday's winners. It is made by understanding the fundamental bottlenecks of tomorrow. The foundational truth about the artificial intelligence revolution is that it requires an unfathomable amount of infrastructure that currently does not exist. We are talking about a total restructuring of the global data ecosystem. Right now, everyone is completely obsessed with the brain of the AI. They are pouring trillions of dollars into making the smartest, most capable models. But what good is a massive genius brain if it does not have a central nervous system to transmit the signals? What good is a Ferrari if there are no paved roads to drive it on? That is exactly where the entire market is completely mispricing the future. The foundational bottleneck is not compute anymore. Nvidia solved the compute problem. The bottleneck is the connective tissue, the data transfer, the specialized networking hardware, and the optical interconnects that allow tens of thousands of processors to actually talk to each other without burning the entire data center to the ground. If you do not understand this fundamental shift, you are going to get slaughtered in the market over the next decade. Institutional money is quietly rotating out of the pure hardware plays and heavily accumulating positions in the companies that build the absolute critical infrastructure required to keep these AI models running. You are sitting at home watching financial news networks run by clowns who tell you to buy index funds and wait 30 years. That is a loser strategy designed to keep the middle class exactly where they are, struggling to pay for groceries while inflation eats away at your purchasing power. The wealthy do not wait 30 years. The wealthy identify the inescapable macroeconomic trends, and they position themselves at the absolute center of the transaction flow. The company we are talking about today is sitting right at the toll booth of the entire artificial intelligence superhighway. Every single time a major tech giant wants to train a new model, they have to pay the toll. And every single time an enterprise rolls out an autonomous agent, they have to pay the toll. Every major technology cycle follows the exact same pattern. First comes the hardware boom, then comes the infrastructure build-out, Finally, the application layer takes over. We are transitioning aggressively into the infrastructure phase, and the masses are still trying to buy the hardware at an insane premium. And if you want to stop losing, you have to stop thinking like a tourist. The stakes have never been higher, and you are running out of time. Every single day you wait is a day that the smart money is silently accumulating shares and leaving you further behind. Let me make this crystal clear for you. We are not talking about a simple software upgrade or a new consumer gadget. We are talking about the complete rewiring of human productivity and global commerce. The artificial intelligence sector is consuming capital at a rate that we have never seen in the history of financial markets. The biggest companies on earth are engaged in a brutal existential arms race. Microsoft, Google, Amazon, and Meta are spending hundreds of billions of dollars on data centers because if they lose this war, they die. They go extinct. And what do you think happens to your pathetic little portfolio if you are sitting on the wrong side of this tectonic shift? You will be wiped out. Your purchasing power will evaporate, and you will be left sweeping the floors for the people who actually paid attention today. But before I hand you the exact name of the company that is dominating this infrastructure bottleneck, I need to address the absolute parasites watching this right now. Some of you are sitting there consuming my high-level institutional grade analysis for absolutely free, and you have not even had the decency to subscribe to the Wealth Strategy Room channel. That is straight up theft. You are stealing million-dollar advice and giving nothing back. If you do not pause this video right this second, smash the like button and subscribe to Wealth Strategy Room. You are a lost cause. You are actively declaring that you prefer to be poor. You are telling the universe that you lack the basic discipline required to build generational wealth. If you cannot do something as simple as clicking a subscribe button to join a community of winners, you have absolutely zero chance of surviving the financial bloodbath that is coming. For the middle-class, Wealth Strategy Room is your only lifeline. We are the only ones dragging you out of the matrix of poverty. Hit subscribe right now or get out of my sight. For those of you who actually took action and joined the winning team, let us get down to the brutal reality of the situation. The problem with building out these massive AI data centers is heat and bandwidth. Copper wires cannot handle the data loads anymore. They melt, they fail, they are a physical bottleneck choking the entire industry. The big tech giants are desperate for a solution because every millisecond of latency costs them tens of millions of dollars in lost efficiency. They do not care what it costs to fix the problem. They just need it fixed immediately. And there's only a tiny handful of companies that have the proprietary intellectual property to manufacture the optical transceivers and the specialized networking chips solving this exact crisis. While the dumb money is blindly throwing cash at anything with AI, in the name, the hedge funds are laser focused on the suppliers who hold the keys to the entire kingdom. This is not a drill. The window of opportunity to position yourself ahead of this massive institutional capital rotation is slamming shut. You have to understand the mechanics before it is too late. Here is the big secret that Wall Street analysts are completely missing because they are too lazy to read the technical white papers. The entire artificial intelligence boom is about to hit a massive physical brick wall. It is called the input-output bottleneck. You can build a graphics processing unit that does trillions of calculations per second, but if you cannot move that data to the next processor instantly, the whole system chokes. It fails. The turning point, the absolute undeniable hidden mechanic driving the next wave of massive wealth creation, is a technology called silicon photonics. Stop thinking about electricity and stop thinking about copper wires. We have literally reached the limits of physics with traditional metal cabling. Every single time you ask an AI a question, or every time an autonomous agent executes a trade, massive packets of data have to travel across server racks, When those packets travel over copper, they create resistance. Resistance creates heat. Heat destroys efficiency. The heat generated by these clusters is so intense, it is requiring dedicated power grids just to keep the machines from melting. The only way forward, the only physical way to scale artificial intelligence to the next level is to transmit data using the speed of light. Lasers, microscopic lasers etched directly onto silicon wafers. This is the secret sauce. This is the transition from the old world of slow-burning electronics to the new world of instant optical networking. The companies controlling the patents for silicon photonics and advanced optical transceivers are holding the entire technology sector hostage. If Microsoft or Amazon wants to connect 100,000 processors to train their next multi-trillion parameter model, they cannot do it without this specific optical hardware. They are writing blank checks to the suppliers. It is a legalized monopoly based on pure technological superiority. You need to understand the sheer scale of the mechanics here. Right now, the first wave of AI was just about training the models. It was brute force computation. The second wave, which we are entering right now, is inference. It is hundreds of millions of simultaneous users and enterprise systems querying the AI in real time. Inference requires instant communication across the data center network. By ripping out the old infrastructure and replacing it with optical interconnects, the tech giants drop their power consumption massively while increasing data throughput by orders of magnitude. It is the holy grail of enterprise computing. Every single data center on the planet is being forced into a massive mandatory upgrade cycle right now. The billionaires are quietly loading up the boat on these optical networking suppliers while you are distracted by meaningless consumer tech news. The true hidden mechanic is that the optical transceivers are essentially razor blades. They must be upgraded continuously as network speeds increase from 400 gigabits to 800 gigabits to 1.6 terabits per second. It is a continuous recurring revenue loop built on the back of the most desperate companies in the world who have unlimited budgets and absolutely zero leverage. This is how real money is made. Look at your portfolio right now. I guarantee you are making the exact same amateur mistakes that keep the middle class completely paralyzed. The average retail investor fundamentally misunderstands how wealth is actually generated during a technological paradigm shift. You see a new artificial intelligence app on your phone and you rush out to buy the stock of the software company that made it. You are buying the shiny object at the very top of the retail hype cycle. You are buying software wrappers that a high school kid in his garage is going to replicate and make completely obsolete in 6 months. Or worse, you are sitting on your hands waiting for the financial entertainment networks to tell you it is safe to buy. Let me give you a harsh reality check. By the time a stock pick reaches the talking heads on cable television, the smart money has already bought the bottom and they are actively using you as exit liquidity. And they are selling you their expensive shares so they can move on to the next hidden play. You are hesitating because you are scared of making a mistake, but hesitation is exactly what guarantees your financial failure. Right now, inside the wealth strategy room community, the wealthy players are executing. They are not waiting for permission. They are actively positioning themselves in the optical networking and silicon photonics suppliers while you are still trying to figure out if Nvidia is too expensive. The members of Wealth Strategy Room are securing their financial independence because they understand the value of asymmetric information. They take action. Meanwhile, you are sitting there paralyzed hoping for a miracle that is never going to come. If you have not subscribed to Wealth Strategy Room yet, you are choosing to be the victim. You are actively rejecting the exact blueprint that millionaires use to compound their capital. You are telling me and you are telling yourself that you do not have what it takes to win. I demand that you subscribe and like this video right now and prove that you are actually serious about your life. If you cannot make a zero-cost decision to join a community of winners, you have absolutely no business investing a single dollar in the market. Do it now before you lose another opportunity. The absolute biggest mistake you make is thinking you have time. You think you can wait for the broader market to pull back or wait for the technology to mature. The infrastructure build-out for artificial intelligence is not waiting for your comfort level. The multi-billion-dollar purchase orders for next-generation optical transceivers are being signed today. The global supply chains are locking up today. If you wait for the quarterly earnings reports to show the massive revenue spikes, the stock prices will have already gapped up 300% and you will be left holding nothing but profound regret. You are playing checkers while the massive Wall Street institutions are playing three-dimensional chess. They want you distracted by shiny consumer tech while they quietly buy up the physical plumbing of the entire internet. You have to stop acting like a consumer and start thinking like an apex predator. You need to hunt for the foundational choke points. You need to find the specific component suppliers who have a total monopoly on the physics of data transfer. Because once the rest of the world finally wakes up to the optical networking revolution, the barrier to entry is going to be completely insurmountable for the average guy. The time for theory is completely over and the time for execution is right now. You need to take immediate and aggressive action to restructure your portfolio before this massive wave of institutional capital leaves you permanently stranded. The very first step you must take today is to ruthlessly liquidate the deadweight in your brokerage account. Look at exactly what you own. If you are holding shares of overpriced consumer software companies disguised as artificial intelligence revolutionaries, you need to hit the sell button immediately. If you are holding legacy technology dinosaurs that are not fundamentally critical to the new data center build-out, you are holding toxic assets. Dump the AI wrappers, dump the retail hype stocks, dump the slow growth dividend traps. You have to free up dry powder right now to deploy into the actual physical infrastructure layer where the real wealth is being forged. Step 2 is a brutal pivot into the exact sector that is going to print the money for the next decade. You need to stop looking at consumer-facing applications and start hyper-focusing on the specific supply chains of the optical networking sector. I am talking about the pure-play manufacturers of high-speed optical transceivers. You need to identify the companies that are currently shipping 800 gigabit and 1.6 terabit transceivers directly to the hyperscalers. These are the exact companies that the tech giants absolutely rely on to build out their massive server clusters. You need to screen your brokerage platform for the businesses that own and control the core patents in silicon photonics. Look at the specialized contract manufacturers who actually assemble the precision optical components because they operate as a mandatory toll bridge on the entire global technology industry. Step 3 is you completely stop trying to time the market like a day trading amateur. This is not a quick flip for pennies. This is a massive structural shift in the global economy. You are not buying a position to sell it next week for a tiny, pathetic gain. You are taking a strategic ownership stake in the literal backbone of the next industrial revolution. You need to aggressively dollar-cost average into these optical infrastructure leaders every single week without fail. When the broader market dips, you do not panic and sell. You buy more. You ruthlessly accumulate shares of the exact companies that are physically building the data highways because their multi-billion-dollar revenue streams are strictly locked in for years. Finally, you need to drastically change your information diet. Stop listening to the mainstream financial entertainment networks. You need to start reading supply chain reports. Track the massive capital expenditure guidance of the tech giants. When they announce they are increasing data center spending, you trace exactly where that money flows. Execute this exact plan right now or accept your fate as financial collateral damage. Let me give you your final warning before this massive window of opportunity closes forever. The absolute deadliest trap you can fall into right now is the illusion of the perfect entry point. I see it every single day, amateurs sitting on a pile of cash waiting for a 30% market correction that is never going to come while the optical networking sector goes on a historic tear. You think you are being a savvy investor by waiting for a pullback. You are not being smart. You are being a coward. You are letting pure fear dictate your financial future. While you wait around for a discount, the massive institutional hedge funds are paying absolute top dollar because they know the future value of these infrastructure companies makes today's price look like a rounding error. They are buying the physical plumbing of the artificial intelligence boom, and you are buying groceries on a credit card. The second trap that will completely destroy your portfolio is the false security of over-diversification. You have been brainwashed into thinking that spreading your tiny portfolio across 50 different random technology stocks is going to protect you. All it does is guarantee that you will barely beat inflation and stay stuck in the rat race forever. When a generational wealth-building event like the global transition to silicon photonics occurs, you do not diversify, you concentrate, you find the absolute undeniable choke points in the supply chain and you attack them with tremendous conviction, buying a basket of garbage legacy technology companies just because their marketing department slaps an artificial intelligence label on a press release is a one-way ticket to financial ruin. They're actively faking it to steal your investment dollars and you are falling for it. And frankly, if you are still making these amateur mistakes, I have to deeply question your fundamental dedication to your own success. I have just handed you the exact blueprint, the exact sector, and the exact hidden mechanics of how the smart money is dominating this economic cycle. If you're watching this video right now and you still have not subscribed to the Wealth Strategy Room channel, what is actually wrong with you? Are you completely addicted to losing? Are you so comfortable in your absolute mediocrity that the thought of actually building real wealth terrifies you? Because that is the only logical explanation. We are handing you the exact strategies that billionaires use to completely insulate themselves from economic disaster. If you do not hit that subscribe button and like this video right this second, you are looking yourself in the mirror and admitting you do not have what it takes. You're actively sabotaging your family. Wealth Strategy Room is for killers, not for tourists. Hit the button now or accept your permanent failure. The market does not care about your feelings and it does not care about your endless excuses. The global data center build-out is a bullet train that is leaving the station right now. You either own the critical infrastructure or you get run over by it. Stop watching this video, stop scrolling, stop looking for another magical secret or a hidden shortcut because I just gave you the entire playbook. The time for consumption is over. The time for endless research and hesitation is completely dead. You now possess the exact knowledge that the absolute wealthiest people on Wall Street are currently using to print billions of dollars while the rest of the world sleeps. But knowledge without immediate execution is completely worthless. It is worse than worthless because now you know exactly what you are missing out on. Do not close this app and go back to your completely average life. Open your brokerage account this exact second. Look at the absolute garbage you are currently holding and execute the strategy we just laid out. Liquidate the losers. Hunt down the optical networking monopolies. Take a massive position in the foundational infrastructure of tomorrow. You have a finite window before the smart money completely closes the door on this opportunity forever. You either take control of your financial destiny right now or you spend the rest of your life working for the people who did. The choice is yours. Now get to work.